Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to take just a couple minutes to respond to some of the typical comments that I receive by way of bribery-based dog trainers who approach training as a learning-based exercise. And again, when you see certain language, okay, in their comments, you know right away that they are triggered. Certain words that they use, and right here you'll see it, such as talk about pressure, choke chains, scared, stress, force is everything. And so this is the type of language that you even see within the balanced dog training community. Again, when they see me interacting with dogs, they talk about compulsion, force, and because understand that it aligns with this bribery-based superficial idea by way of once a dog owner is experiencing a relationship problem where at that moment of the relationship, okay, when a relationship problem is already underway, trainers are using treats. They're bribing these dogs to respond while assuming that those responses can be trusted, that the perception of dogs are changing the right way, which is inherently flawed. So if you look at all the collateral damage, okay, in the dog training world, just look at how blame shifting onto dogs by both these groups of trainers, balanced and force free, has become normalized. Because here's the problem: when you get this many doing this, okay, if you consider that by way of both these groups of trainers, balanced and force free, they comprise of like 99.8% of all trainers out there, that things seem normal, even though they're not. Okay, this is the current state of the dog training world. So when when trainers again are challenged on this ideology, they're challenged on the issue about outcomes. They can't even they don't even want to offer up any sort of a response because it's so bad that they don't think that they're even accountable. Okay, this is how bad it's become. And so again, I encourage you to watch my Flipping the Script series because again, I'm going through all of it, just how bad things are. You're seeing things escalate in the dog training world. You see all this infighting amongst these groups now, trying to throw each other under the ideological bus. You're seeing remote collars being banned worldwide. You're seeing balanced dog trainers again going after each other on social media. Recent study that just was put out by Ivan Belanoff, a balanced dog trainer, is a great example of that. It's another trigger point. And talking about all the dogs, 100% of the dogs yelping in that study, and so on it goes. Because understand that by way of balanced and force-free, you're not going to find the answers. Okay, you're going to find confusion, you're going to find divisiveness, and you're going to find blame shifting. Okay, on the dogs. Now here again, I just want to highlight again one of the comments I received on my videos. This isn't about just getting personal with this individual. I have no clue who they are as a person, responding to their ideology. Okay, I understand this comment is typical, but that's the point. Okay, I would encourage people as individuals, okay, to apply critical thinking. If you go in the dog training world, and this happens so often, people go and just take a hold of this ready-made ideology without even considering why the dog training world is in the state that it's in. Okay, understand that if you're a new dog trainer or a dog owner, pay attention. Okay, because this matters. If you really care about your dog, this matters because understand that people are so quick to blame dogs when this superficial response-based picture does not represent that change is actually happening. Okay, understand this happens all the time. So here I just want to read this. This comes from adventurousdoglover. Okay, have you seen his training videos? And this is a response. Someone said, "Hey, they love my video. The one I posted by Jedi Dog Master." And so this is a marketer here. Okay, it's not even just trying to engage in some sort of marketing. This person got triggered by this comment. And so talking about, have you seen his training videos? Not the talking ones. Dogs are scared and stressed, and he forces everything. I understand this is typical. This whole thing about, okay, at the point of a relationship problem, think about this. How do you engage it? That's the big question mark, right? And this whole thing of even the inability for trainers to be able to reconcile reactivity, certain responses. That's absent. Okay, why do you think you look at the Jeff Gellman situation with the bonker and the dog being startled? All the trainers, I'm not just talking about force-free trainers, balanced dog trainers, piled onto that situation, trying to label that whole thing as abusive and all the collateral damage of that. You go and do your own research before you even start to leave comments. Okay, understand that can be very challenging information I'm putting out only because of what all these trainers have done. Understand that they want to try to confront or challenge what I'm saying, and they don't even have their own act together. Understand that they're all over the place. They're all fighting with each other, but that's the point. Understand that's what happens. This is how bad it is. Talk about choke chains, pressure. What does that mean? Right? Just think about that. I talk about the ice cream truck, example. I use that on my, I've mentioned that a few times. I put a video out on that used by way of a child that has a massive temper tantrum because they hear the word no. And, a casual observer looking at that over the top reaction assumes that the parent must have physically hit the child. That's what's going on in the dog training world. Understand that this inability to reconcile the reactions to the relationship. Okay, this is exact. And then what is the result of that? Oh, they're desperate to gain agreeableness. And what theme do they follow? Bribery. Right, and then I call it kind of displaced blame. Okay, really think about what I'm saying. Displaced blame. It's like the permissive parenting style. It's no different by way of the parent's the last one to get trampled or disrespected in the relationship with a selfish child, where they've enabled that for maybe years. And they're like, I don't understand why they get fired from the first job. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Everyone else is taking the hit, and they're the last ones to take the hit, but they're going to take it. Right? It's the same thing. This whole thing, why everyone else with dogs is social animals. Other people get attacked, they get bitten, right? And the person that caused everything can sit back and pile on judgment, right? Because that's how this works. Understand that this is the type of thing. So you talk about pressure. Well, how do you relieve in their mind, how they resolve? Oh, let's bribe the dog, right? That's the same thing. Understand this is the dynamic. This is the type of of relational dynamic that's in play here. So, but let's go on and let's look over, and this is the point. So you go over to their channel, and this is their idea of training. I'll play just part of this. There's there's the young dog here. Got the treat in the hand.
Where I start breakfast. So anytime he sits, watches me. Yes.
Right, here's it. Yeah, just pump those treats. So the channel's called Lead with Love. I mean, think about that. No, it should be Lead with Leadership. Okay, I mean, and here's the thing: when you deal with, understand, even with puppies, when they come into your home environment, this is inherent to what makes dogs dogs. Strength and weakness. Okay, that comes through the relationship, how you connect. Okay, it's not about being over the top either. Okay, it's not about doing crazy stuff with pinning dogs. Okay, but it's definitely about strength and weakness defined through the relationship. Okay, it's about intentional control. And you see how I do my method in terms of, I relate it to being dialed into the state of mind of God the right way. So how I explain it's like the tug of war team that collapses, right? You're bringing the dog's mind to a state of agreeableness. So it's not about physical force applied in such a way that the dog's automatically going to go into a level of challenge based on that. Okay, it's always about gaining agreeableness, but the right way, right? So here, but this is the theme. So if you look at this person's videos, you go and look at all their videos, you'll see this type of, emotional, way to connect. But when I talk about the jumping in point, understand this is the default setting with trainers who advocate this way in terms of a relationship problem. I understand there's a time and place to motivate a response. So if you look at my service dog training videos, the whole 4-month process, you'll see where I start to do that. But not at the beginning, especially if you're dealing with, and here's the point, a relationship problem. See, understand that none of these trainers actually divide that up. They don't actually, because they're not entering into a process that way. That's not their idea of a process. So understand it's all about, applying critical thinking. So I'll say that these comments are typical. But my encouragement is, as individuals, right, apply critical thinking. Look at the mess of the dog training world. People must, I mean, it's incredible to me, and this is the thing that really, this is the level we're at. You look at all the inherent problems in the dog training world. Just take your time and look around. That should be the first thing you do before you even leave a comment. But that's how it works. Understand that it's not about going through. I got lots of videos out there, lots of information, but this is a belief system. This is people have their identities wrapped up in this stuff, so they just get triggered, and so this isn't about the truth. It's like that study that came out, the balanced dog trainer study. It's inherently flawed. I talk about that anyway, but this is not about evidence. Okay, this is about a belief system. So when you're dealing with a belief system, like good luck with that. Okay, but again, I'm moving forward. I'll put out the information for those who have eyes to see, ears to hear. Um, you know, and this is one of the themes here: always learning, but never coming to a knowledge of the truth. This is exactly what's going on in the dog training world. It's like a lot of these trainers, these very popular, are being elevated up for a reason because they're telling people what they want to hear. This is how bad the dog training world's become. Popularity for the wrong reason. So again, my encouragement is check out the information I put out. It's very specific as to not just the problem, but the solution by way of a intentional interaction based method. Thanks for watching.